has it sunk in yet? Not just that you won, but how you won.
I would say neither has sunk in. I think it's been a real whirlwind, and you got to sit back and look at the historical kind of nature of how we won in the comeback. I mean, it's just really hard to stomach. I mean, it's hard to process.
I think it's pretty obvious to those of us that watched at home that LeGarrett's fumble changed the game, and you guys had very little, if any, momentum at the half. I thought it was over. Most of our guys thought it was over. I'm just wondering in your heart, like, what really happened in that locker room? Did you guys think you were still in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a tough team, and I think we had been ready for tough situations all year, and we talked about it. You know, the Super Bowl, as long as halftime is, it's almost like two separate games. So, the first half was one game, and the second half was a completely different game. And we knew that if we just stayed away from turnovers and we created turnovers, we'd be able to swing the game, and that's what happened. I mean, it was like a totally different game.
And then, a lot of people talk about this being a tale of two games. The second half, third quarter, you guys fired every bullet in the gun, right? You guys tried the onside kick. You guys tried the double pass, Hogan throwing the football. That didn't work. You guys tried the little fake, the little okey doke on the punt return. That didn't work. So I guess the question is, what happened? When did the game change?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it went from being like the worst nightmare of all time to like the best dream you ever been in, and it was all in an hour. I mean, you start out the fourth quarter down 3 scores. We were joking on the sideline about, how many people are probably turning the game off, and once we do this, how dumb they'll feel that they turned the game off. But they'll tune back in, and they did.
What about in terms of your defense?
It was Hightower's play. Where he came unblocked and had great ball awareness and took the ball off of Matt. And we were able to recover it. That was huge for us. I mean, that changed everything. I think that was the turning point.
Chris Long of the New England Patriots joining us in the Doug Gottlieb Show, CBS Sports Radio. Pats are Super Bowl champions, won the first ever Super Bowl overtime game. Chris, you're down 8, and Julio makes that ridiculous catch. Like, it's the catch that I guess nobody's going to talk about, but we'll talk about it for a second. And it felt like that was over. So what was your reaction to the fact that Atlanta, they ran the ball on first, but didn't run the ball on second down? They had some penalties as well, but that they kept throwing the football.
Well, I mean, you hope they keep throwing the football because I feel like we had a potential to create negative plays. I mean, Trey Flowers, who has been fantastic for us as an inside rusher this year, he made a play on, I guess it was second down to knock him back into third and extremely long. And then, we forced a hold and we knocked him out of field goal range. If they kept running the ball, maybe we don't have those opportunities. So we were glad that they did, and we were ready for whatever situation it was.
When did you know you had him?
I would say when we went into overtime, we just had a feeling that, we had come this far and, we weren't going to be stopped. Atlanta had really jumped out on us, and they're a great football team. But when Tom had the ball, guys on defense were just saying, hey, maybe we won't go back on the field. Tom's going to go the length, and our offense did a great job.
Some people, Chris, forget how much your offense struggled to punch the ball inside the one against Seattle. And there are obviously some things you guys worked on. It felt like many of the things that you worked on throughout the season and in the preparation for this game, the body blows of the kind of dink and dunk, long drive offense, keeping the Falcons on the field, kind of exhausting their legs. It felt like between you went for it twice go for 2 twice. Those are both short yardage plays. They worked. You scored, I think, on 3 plays, 2 of the 3 plays inside the 1-yard line. It felt like some of those things worked.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we worked hard for that second wave, and we conditioned all year hard, and we did the extra, and I think that's what paid off in the end. I mean, everybody in the league works extremely hard, but I think we just put a little extra in the tank.
You've been around football quite obviously your whole life, right? Your dad's a Hall of Famer. I'm just wondering what it means, or has it what it's like to be a part of the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history?
I mean, you're just shocked. I mean, it's the best feeling in the world. They can't take it away from you, and you totally get it. Everybody talks about it. You know, guys have been in this situation in this building, and you know, guys like Rob Ninkovich who have been such, you know, cornerstones of this franchise. I've talked about it for such a long time about what it's like because he was able to win a ring, and then what it's like to lose a Super Bowl, and just the difference in the two. And then, you know, fast forward to like 5 a.m, we're sitting in the hotel just watching ESPN, and we're like, what just happened? Like, are we really? Is this reality? Like, we're just looking at each other like, dude, can you believe this? And the truth of the matter is it hadn't fully sunk in.
Then, Chris, there's your own personal story. Of course, I think most of us around football know you were cut by the Rams. I remember we had you on afterwards, and you were like, look, I kind of get it. You know, I didn't play well. So to go from there to here, like, I know the win maybe hasn't set in, but has that, oh my gosh, I went from the bottom of the valley to the top of the mountaintop. Do you feel that?
No doubt about it. I mean, everybody's got a different journey. We had a bunch of different guys that came from different places. You know, Marty, Chris Hogan. You know, Chris Hogan's been cut 4 times. Everybody's completely different, and everybody has their own journey and their own personal struggles, and nobody's are more important than anybody else's. So we just shared it. I mean, everybody had a shared experience that got us there. And I kept going back to the fact that I played with a lot of players that deserved it more than me on a lot of those bad teams. You know, guys like Steven Jackson, James Hall, you know, guys, lesser-known guys, Cliff Ryan, you know, guys I played with, James Laurinaitis, who got cut with me. And, you know, it takes a lot of luck and a lot of hard work to be a part of something like this. So you can't discount the luck part of it. You got to stay humble. You know, it wasn't all, you know, my doing. You know, God has a plan, and He put me in this position.